Good evening, TheoTrade. This is Corey Rosenblum, and you're watching the Theo Nightly video for November 1st, 2018. November's a bonus, and earnings are still coming out. We have a behemoth reporting in just a few minutes that I'm recording the video, and that's Apple. But first, there are other stocks that are giving boosts to the upside, and of course crushing to the downside before we take a look at Apple. These stocks, these earnings, and the reaction of the market, both post-market and pre-market, will give us a sense of how to trade Friday's session. Don't forget, Friday also gives us the jobs report and the non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, and the like. So Friday could be a very volatile trading session, and we could see a trend day up or down. Either way, we'll be trading out of this range and chop behavior that we saw on Thursday, November 1st. These are just some of the names reporting earnings, and without further ado, let's jump into them. We'll start first with Starbucks. Now, Starbucks, remember, if we're looking at the expected move into plays, I won't go through them for all of the names today, but if you are looking to trade these or put positions on, or just to compare expected moves with what's actually happening, just jump inside the trade tab, look at the near-term option that expires, and it's going to be 80% implied volatility, but the number that we are concerned with is the price, up or down, in this case, about $2.58. Back to the charts. And just to do that, take a look at the current price, push up about $2.80 or roughly $3. That takes us to, in this example, from 59, just simple math, up $3, 1, 2, 3, 62, where Starbucks happening to report and to react higher, higher, higher. And so Starbucks at the moment is beating its expected move. And also, if you look closely, if this holds into Friday's session, making a new high. And on the weekly chart, this is going to take us into a new territory, not new all-time highs, of course, but new territory for 2018. That's going to be something that may generate some headlines and some potential trades on the intraday basis on Friday. GoPro, it's going to gap down. Now, GoPro is in a trading range, relatively flat, and is pushing on the lower boundaries. It's a stock that's under $10, so we don't normally trade those, but just making a note that we have volatile earnings plays pushing lower for GoPro. Now, Arista Networks, ANET, is one we've talked about from a triangle breakout to the little target, away from the target, and a break of support down toward the prior low. Now, it's going to gap up on Friday's session. What is the expected move? So for Arista Networks, roughly $20, 154%. This might not be a stock that you trade, but it's one to watch, at least from option standpoint, volatility standpoint, and of course what happens with earnings. Up or down 20 takes us to 260, and just like Starbucks, and that's roughly here, looks like Arista is going to break through and above its expected move. Look closely that it traded just into it, held it, held it, held it, and then broke. Well, these things do happen too. Remember, the expected move is typically one standard deviation pushed into the price level, and markets can exceed them. For United Steel, just the opposite. It continues in a daily downtrend, lower lows, lower highs, bearish volume, and falling moving averages. It just traded up the 20 exponential. That makes it a bear sell flag candidate, and of course, will push lower, at least at the moment, for U.S. Steel. Now, Fortinet, FTNT, not a whole big stock to trade or to watch, nonetheless is going to gap down, it looks like, on tomorrow's session. And one little restaurant stock that we don't talk about much, Shake Shack, S-H-A-K. It missed, it's gapping down, and it's playing away from this moving average, 55 per share. And at the moment, will open roughly at 51, which is testing out its prior low. SolarEdge is an interesting one because it is gapping through its daily chart resistance levels and downtrend targets. So take a look at SEDG as tomorrow opens. Given that it's going to remain above, it's 46 per share, 45 per share, which is a little bit beneath the moving average, and of course pushing off of support. One we don't trade, but at least one to take a look on a break. Now, one you might have heard of is Symantec. Maybe not the best stock to trade, but it is downtrending and will be gapping up tomorrow. $20 per share and pushing also through its moving averages. Now, one that missed the mark and will open up much lower with a trap position looks like OLED for Universal Display Corporation, which is OLED. OLED on computer screens, monitors. It's going to be in a downtrend. Tried to gain strength, retested the high at 130 per share, but as of tomorrow, if this gap and go holds, that's going to open it back to where it was, roughly 100 per share, eliminating and erasing these last few days of bullish bounce. All right, the behemoth, Apple. It's reporting, and it's reporting lower. So at the time of this video, we're going to see and watch how this behaves. This is one to watch for tomorrow's session. 91% implied volatility, roughly $11 of a forecast for implied volatility up or down, takes us to about 210. Could we keep pushing toward 210? Or looks like we're not going to get there at the moment. The upside is roughly 232. So as we play through, notice that we do have an ascending trend line. We do have the prior low at 206 per share, and that's going to be just beneath this tiny trend line, and of course the expected move. Right now, at the conclusion of the video, it's about 215 per share, but keep watching, keep focusing on Apple. We'll start tomorrow's session 1 hour before the market opens with that jobs report. Don't forget that. Watch that pre-market on the open and how stocks behave at the opening session. Take care. This is Corey Rosenblum with your Theo Nightly video for November 1st, 2018.